Hi, welcome to your Urban Connection. You know, I want to talk today about what everybody else is talking about, and that is the football game that was called the Super Bowl that happened on Sunday. Now, the football game featured the Philadelphia Eagles versus the two-time champs, Kansas City Chiefs. But nobody's talking about those two teams. You see, nobody's talking about the two quarterbacks, Jalen Hurt nor Mahomes. Okay? No, that's not what the topic of conversation is all about. You see, the topic of conversation centers on something a little different than that. And let me tell you what all the buzz is about, ladies and gentlemen. And some of you are going to find this somewhat amazing, and some of you are not. But the buzz is about this man right here, Kendrick Lamar. And the buzz is all about not the Super Bowl game, but the Super Bowl halftime entertainment, or should we say performance. Because you see, so many people didn't see this as a show, which they're used to. Many of them saw this as a performance, which they're not used to, and especially not used to seeing from a rap artist. Okay? Now, so you've got a certain amount, a certain segment of the fans that watched the Super Bowl game and on television and in the stands, saying this was perhaps the worst halftime performance, I'll say, uh, that they've ever seen. You've got another segment that says that this was a piece of art that sent a message to everybody in the stands and on television about the status of the American people, and some wanted to see it and some didn't want to see it. Some felt like the message was right, but the place for the message was wrong, while others felt that the message was right on time. In, in look, in view of the fact that the Super Bowl was the largest space and gave the largest platform to this type of message that anybody could have ever asked for. Yeah. So can you imagine that this morning the headline that I saw was the NFL issues an apology and admitted they made a mistake in their selection of a halftime performer. Okay. You see, they are now saying that they should have chosen New Orleans native fellow rapper Lil Wayne. Because you see, here's the deal. In Lil Wayne, they knew what they would be getting. And they now admit they did not know what they were getting with Kendrick Lamar. They expected the same thing that they would have gotten from Lil Wayne. A show, not a performance, but a show of shucking and jiving, which is normal for Lil Wayne and an awful lot of other rappers who don't take things seriously. But they didn't get that from Kendrick Lamar. See, so the first thing I want to say is NFL, you made a mistake, like so many other whites do, when you think that all rappers are the same, and you feel that all black folks are the same. You feel that they're all about shucking and jiving and playing your game. And your game is to have these rappers come before you and entertain your guest. Okay? And they don't come with a message. They come full of entertainment because that's what they know. That's what they've gotten you accustomed to. So you didn't do your homework. And if you had done your homework and you would have looked at Kendrick Lamar's past, you would have found out that Kendrick is not like Lil Wayne, nor Snoop Dogg, nor Nelly, nor any of the other rappers. Here is a man who is an activist. Here is a man who cares for his fellow Black Americans. Here's a man who's not all about the money, and he proved that because performers at the Super Bowl halftime show never get paid. So he certainly was not in it for the money. He was in it because he felt there was something that needed to be said that was not being said and probably would never be said by his fellow rappers. So he took advantage of the opportunity that was presented to him. And he artistically brought forth a message that I know many of you did not want to hear, but you needed to hear. And he let you hear it. So now you're apologizing to your guest who paid nice money for tickets to attend the most watched Super Bowl game in history. Over 133 million people saw this game and saw and heard the message from Kendrick Lamar about the status of being black in America for the last 300 to 400 years. And you don't want to hear that. And they don't want to hear that. So you come out and you issue an apology, admit you made a mistake. But yeah, you made several mistakes, like I said. Now, I want to tell you about another mistake that you made before the game ever started. You made the mistake of removing the slogan, "End Racism," from the end zone of the stadium in New Orleans. A slogan that had been used at that stadium as well as others for the last 4 years. NFL. That was a mistake. I've not heard you issue an apology for that. That was a slap in the face and a cowardly act toward your black players, toward your black fans. You're not apologizing for that, NFL, because you have taken us for granted, just like you took Kendrick Lamar for granted because he happens to be a rapper. And you're not able to distinguish the difference between Kendrick Lamar and all the other rappers. You see, your idea is when you see one rapper, you've seen them all. They're all a one size fits all. And now you're apologizing to your fans and admitting that you made a mistake. Well, look, sir, if you're going to start apologizing, the place you should start is apologizing to your black fans and your black players for caving to a convicted felon, racist president in whose honor you removed that slogan from the end zone of that stadium in New Orleans. Where's the apology for that, NFL? Where's the apology for the people that called you before the game to call you out for your cowardly act on removing that slogan? And there was only one reason you did it. I don't care what you say. There was only one reason that you did it. It's been good enough to be in the games for the last 4 years that no president ever attended. But in this particular game, because the convicted felon racist president had announced that he would be in attendance at the game. So he removed that slogan. You kowtowed to this convicted felon. You wanted to appease him, I guess, to stay in his good graces. I don't know. But you would rather offend an entire community and an entire team, or two teams in this case, that are predominantly black in their players to appease a convicted felon. Are you kidding me? And then you don't even issue an apology? But you apologize to your fans because you didn't give them what they're used to from these rappers, which is the shucking and jiving. That's what you're used to. You're used to the obnoxious behavior, the entertainment venue. You can sit back and you can laugh. And you can laugh and watch these people as they do their act. Not a performance, their act to make you happy, to make you smile, to make you laugh. And you're not paying them a dime, but you're raking in billions of dollars for that game. I didn't say millions, I said billions. But that's what you expect from rappers, because that's what you've been getting. And now that the biggest TV platform in the country has been exposed to a rapper who also happens to be an artist and has an artistic value, an artistic perception that he wanted to show and showcase to that 133 plus million fans. And you didn't want your audience to see that. You didn't want them to be reminded of what is black. From the very outset, when Samuel Jackson came on stage as the Black Uncle Sam, you and your audience were offended. How dare they? How dare they portray a black man as Uncle Sam? That was only the beginning, NFL. That was only the beginning. And it's just very interesting. When Samuel Jackson asked Kendrick Lamar, do you know how to play the game? Do you know how to play the game, Lamar? And Lamar, without skipping a beat, showed him his version of how to play the game. And he played it well. And it was accepted by most people, except the very people that really needed to hear it, but who didn't want to hear it and didn't want to see it. And those are the people that had labeled it as the worst halftime performance that they've ever seen. Because they've never seen anything like that. They've never seen a black man stand up stand up on the biggest platform available to him. And for many in the stands and at home watching, it was too much. It was too much for a convicted racist president. He couldn't stand it. He left early. He left the game early after billing the taxpayers for somewhere over $1 million just for him to be there. When you consider the Secret Service, consider the airline, the taxpayers paying for that Air Force One and the staff and all that. And he left early. Once again, sticking it to the American taxpayers. And yet the NFL wants to apologize because they made a mistake and hired, in their opinion, the wrong black performer. Okay? That's your fault. But if you're going to start issuing apologies, sir, be an equal opportunity apologizer. And apologize for taking away the slogan that you've used for 4 years plus, all because of the fact that the president, for the first time in Super Bowl history, is going to attend your game. You remove the slogan that says end racism, and you replace it with choose love. How convenient that was for you. But we know why you did it, NFL. We know why you did it, and you know why you did it. It was a cowardly act. It was uncalled for. It was unnecessary, and it was unacceptable. You can do better. Show some respect for your black players, for your black fans. Okay? There were many African Americans and people of color among those people in the stands at the arena football field in New Orleans, as well as in the television audience in homes around the world. I won't say country, because around the world, because even some people outside the country have voiced their opinion of approval on the performance of Kendrick Lamar at the Super Bowl game, sir. So apologies are not necessary. They're not needed. But I know why you're doing it. You know, you're not fooling anybody. But we have shown through Kendrick Lamar that we know how to play the game. And we know how the game is played. Thanks to Samuel L. Jackson and Kendrick Lamar. And that is reason for me to believe that your next Super Bowl halftime show, regardless as to what city it's in, will more than likely not have a black rapper as its halftime entertainment / performer. Okay? I think that'll be the end of that for a while. But you got what you deserve. And you got more than you bargained for. But as the old saying goes, that's the way the cookie crumbles in NFL. Thanks for watching.